feeling. This place is jumping off hard as it can get. No, we won't ever stop dancing on the edge. We like it dangerous, we like to see you spit. Turn up another notch, you ain't seen nothing yet. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Right now, right now. Got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Got a real good feeling. Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. I got a real good feeling.
Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about Cardano because, as you know, over the last 2 weeks, Cardano has rallied nearly 50%. It's sitting only 8% below its all-time high, and with the announcement on Friday that Alonzo should be dropping on September the 12th, the question everybody is asking is, what is Alonzo and the respective updates to Cardano going to do to the Cardano price action? I have seen a number of analysts calling for a $5 Cardano in the next several months. I want to address those predictions and tell you what I think. We're going to have a discussion on whether or not your favorite altcoin other than Ethereum. Some of you guys like Cardano more than Ethereum. Greg, who is our head of sales, is one of them. But we're going to talk about whether or not Cardano can head to $5. In other news, Alonzo, which is a very fast-growing cryptocurrency project, jumped into the top 10 just this morning when it rallied 33% overnight and doubled in the last couple of days. I say Alonzo?
You said Alonzo.
I meant to say Solana. I'm sorry. They're very similar. And then we're also going to be talking about Walmart because Walmart has already put a job posting for a cryptocurrency lead for product design and strategic roadmaps. We're going to talk about whether or not this is another Amazon Nothing Burger news story, or could this be the beginning of a $500 billion retailer that has stores and employees globally stepping into the cryptocurrency space. We got all of that and more to talk about today, but I am joined as always by my co-host and your president, Kind of Crypto Tim. How you doing, Tim?
Doing good, guys. I'm excited, dude. 346 viewers this early into a show. Today is going to be a good show.
Yep.
This is going to be a great. Love getting to interact with you guys. I wish we could see your faces and hear your voices because that would make this more enjoyable. But It's good just to see you guys respond in chat. So let me know in chat if you guys love this show. Keep interacting with us. We're going to try to have a big show full of questions, answers, and we're going to give you everything you need to know.
It's going to be a good one. We are also joined, as always, by our producer, Smay. How you doing, Smay?
I'm doing very good, guys. Hello.
Guys, tell us a little bit about how the Friday show went. We want to hear. I need a report. What does the audience need to know?
It was fun. It was like watching back. May and I were talking about it because when you're live, like I just said, it's sometimes hard to not see faces and hear voices. But watching back, I'm like, all right, we got some stuff to grow on. And it's going to keep getting better. We have actually a very fun show already in the works for this Friday, so you don't want to miss that if you enjoy laughing. So
I just realized my hair looks like a chart formation. It's really bad right now.
It's been worse though. I think it looks good.
Worse.
I feel like that's actually
You think that's like
Yeah, it's kind of a look.
That's like
I
a
feel like
style?
I feel like some
Yeah.
people try to do that on purpose.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, they're stupid because it looks terrible. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm not trying to, we might have differences of opinion in hair. I'm just saying. Anyway, we don't probably have differences of opinion on the fact that Cardano has rallied so much, and we're all very happy about that, especially all of our Cardano hodlers out there. If you guys are looking forward to today's stream, smash that like button. Let's see if we can't get to 500 likes before we even dive into the TA. We've already got 1,000 people watching. Thank you very much for tuning in. We go live here 9:30 Eastern Standard Time every single weekday. Make sure not to miss any of them because we got a lot of content. But let's go ahead and jump on to Cardano. Cardano currently has a local high that is just about 10% retraced from its all-time high. We hit an all-time high of $2.45 back on the 16th of May, and just back on Friday, excuse me, this was actually on Saturday, we hit a new local high of $2.24. That's roughly 8.5% to 9% below the current all-time high. If you compare that to Ethereum, Ethereum is currently down 23% from all-time high. Bitcoin is down 26% from all-time high based on the recent local rallies that we have seen. Cardano is doing exceptionally well. And in fact, in just the last couple of weeks, Cardano has nearly doubled in valuation from $1.26 to a local high of $2.25. So Cardano is doing very well, but the question on the table is, why is it doing so well? Can this continue? And will it be the cryptocurrency to continue leading this market? Because Bitcoin and Ethereum are both in consolidation the way that we expected they would. We talked about last week about how Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano were likely going to need some sideways price action at the current levels. We're seeing that happen on Bitcoin. We're seeing that happen on Ethereum. And yes, we're even seeing that happen on Cardano as we expected that it would. The question, like I said, is what happens next? Well, let's go ahead and take a look here at the technicals. The very first thing that we have to point out is the TD sequential. The TD sequential here on Cardano hit a 9 flash back on the 30th of July. Pause. What's the TD sequential? For anyone who's newer to technical analysis, the TD sequential is an indicator. An indicator is simply a mathematical formula that tells us something about the market. So this is an indicator that tells us if we're overextended. Overextended just means that we've gone too far in one direction. In this case, we might be overextended to the upside. We may have rallied or gone up too far, too quick. The TD sequential is something called a candlestick counting algorithm or indicator that tells us if we are overextended. Notice how we counted from 1 all the way up to 9. We started at 1 on the 22nd of July. We counted to 9 here on the 30th of July. Generally speaking, the market will reverse or change directions whenever we see a 9 flash show up on the TD sequential. Cardano didn't do that. Instead, Cardano rallied for the next 17 days, 67% to where it is right now. We need to see a correction on Cardano, but we all already know that. I'm just reminding you. What we also need to see is we need to see Cardano correct back down into the Bollinger Bands. Notice the Bollinger Bands here. This is an indicator that shows us what the volatility of a market is. How much are we moving to the upside and the downside? Is it a lot or is it a little? The Bollinger Bands rallied. Excuse me, they didn't rally. They widened quite a bit over the last 7 days, and Cardano rallied outside of the Bollinger Bands. The Bollinger Bands represent 95% of price action. 95% of price action happens within the Bollinger Bands, taking into account the last 20 days of history. So if you get outside the Bollinger Bands, as we did for much of last week, then generally you're probably going to see the Bollinger Bands widen a lot, but you're also more than likely going to see a correction. So we're seeing that correction in the form of a bear pennant, in the form of a bull pennant right now down here on the 4-hourly chart. But let's go ahead and look down on the 4-hourly chart and get a little bit more perspective. Actually, we're going to go down to the hourly chart so we have a little bit more resolution. What we're seeing happen right now is, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. This is exactly what we said it was going to happen last week. Cardano is entering a pennant or a flag, depending on how you want to draw it. And this is what we needed to see. We talked about how Cardano rallied too far, too quick. It needed to consolidate or else it was going to crash. That's what we're seeing happen here. I don't think this is the end of the rally. Want to make that very clear. I think Cardano has a long way to go up from here. I don't know where the exact bottom is of the correction that we've seen for the last 3 hours, but I think in general, the next week or so is going to be relatively bullish for Cardano. What we do see right now is that there is currently a downtrending level of resistance on the hourly chart with touches here on the 14th, on the 15th, and on the 16th. And then we also have an uptrending level of support with touches here on the 13th, the 15th, 3 times, and then also a couple of touches today. Right now, at the time of recording this live stream, we are currently testing this again. So pay close attention. If we start breaking below this uptrending level of support, wait for volume confirmation, but there might be a shorting opportunity here. Even if it breaks to the downside, I would encourage you not to enter a short position, because if you enter a short position, you're betting against the bullish momentum of the market. The trend is your friend until it ends. The trend has not ended. So even if you think you see a good shorting opportunity, it's probably not the best idea, but it might be there in case we start breaking to the downside. Looking at Lux Algo here, because I know you guys are very interested in Lux Algo. By the way, if you don't know what Lux Algo is, You need to. It is one of the best indicators I have ever used in my entire technical analysis career. Gives some amazing signals. Right now, it's not giving the best signals. It probably isn't a great example, but you can see that it generally does give very, very good signals for rallies and downtrends. At the moment, it still says we're in a buy signal. I think we might be about to see a reversal on this. Frankly, Lux Algo is just like any indicator, not always going to be perfect. Right now, trading sideways is confusing it a little bit. But that's what it looks like for all you guys out there that are interested. The volume right now should be declining. Why? Because we are in a consolidation pattern. This is a triangle consolidation pattern. What you normally see is you see volume taper off, and that's what we're seeing happen. So we're in this triangle consolidation pattern. The volume's tapering off. That's very healthy. We actually want to see that because what you see happen during triangle patterns is you see the market will lose volume. It'll lose volatility. So we're not rallying with as many higher highs and lower lows as and higher lows as we were. We're instead consolidating. We're seeing volume dip off. What this means is that we're coiling up like a spring. Eventually that spring breaks and we see a breakout. That breakout's more than likely going to be to the upside. Anyway, one final thing I want to talk about before we take a pause and digest all of this, because I know it's a lot, is we want to look for RSI divergence. I don't see any here on the hourly chart. I don't believe there's any on the 4-hourly chart. Tim, tell me if I'm wrong. Is there
wrong.
On the 4-hourly?
There is some bullish divergence on the RSI.
Awesome. Cool.
RSI bullish divergence.
You are very right. I see it right there. So here's some RSI divergence right here, guys. I said that before actually looking at the RSI. We're doing this technical analysis live. There are 3 lower lows here on Cardano's RSI. Started back on the 15th, and it is now the 16th. So we're seeing a higher lows here on the chart and lower lows here on the RSI. What that indicates is we're probably about to go to the upside. So the reason that happens is because if we look on the last however long of market and you do some historical analysis, RSI divergence is very powerful. Bullish RSI divergence is followed at least 70% of the time. So let's back up for a second. Let's kind of digest everything we just said. I just threw all the facts at you, but let's put a TLDR here. Number 1, Cardano rallied a lot, so it needed to consolidate. That's happening. Good. Number 2, Cardano is in a bullish pennant. What is that? After a major rally, we trade sideways. We go into a triangle pattern. As you can see on my screen right now, that is a triangle pattern. So number 1, we've rallied a lot. We need to consolidate. Number 2, that consolidation looks like a pennant. Number 3, that pennant has a 70% chance of breaking to the upside. Why? Because if you moved upwards into a sideways pattern like a pennant, like we're seeing right now, there's a 70% likelihood you're going to break to the upside. And then number 4, we also see bullish RSI divergence down on the 4-hourly chart. Everything right now is indicating that Cardano is going to trade sideways for another day or two, and then we're more than likely this week going to see a bullish break. And if we start breaking 225, all-time highs in the cards in the next 7 days. So that is my current technical analysis on Cardano. I want to answer any questions you guys have, and we're going to talk about Alonzo. That's what I'm seeing right now. Tim, what do you think? Are we heading to all-time high this week, or is a bigger correction in the cards?
I'm torn. I'm torn because on the daily chart, we're clearly in bearish RSI divergence. And, if you look at the RSI, we bumped our heads. We got to 88.5. That's pretty overextended on the RSI. So when I look at the daily chart, I'm just going to go through chart by chart. The MACD looks great, but you even see that bullish momentum on the MACD slowing down, starting to reverse.
Showing it right now.
The 4-hourly chart is where you find the most bullish hope for Cardano because we see that bullish RSI divergence. The one thing that I might disagree with you is I actually think we're probably going to see Cardano be breaking not only today, but I think actually relatively soon. Because even as you talked about that pennant that we're in right now, we're a good ways into that. We're almost to where there's a cross between the resistance and support, in which case it happens, but it's very rare that we actually make it all the way to that crease before we make our decision. So it is kind of in a boat of, I think that we'll break bullish out of that resistance, but then my fear is that we'll bump our head on that same level of resistance we just hit, which is around 220-ish, 224-ish, somewhere in there. And then we'll come back down, which we see happen quite often with these triangles. Even when it breaks bearish or bullish, whatever it does, sometimes that doesn't mean it's going to continue that way. Sometimes it breaks bullish and then comes back down, or it breaks bearish and then goes back up. I actually have this sneaky suspicion we're about to break this level of resistance.
I'm actually
bump our head on 220 and then potentially come back down.
I'm actually wondering if we're about to break this support because we're testing it pretty hard right now.
We are testing it really hard, but I think with some of that, like I said, looking at that 4-hourly chart, I think we're about to rally through. There's a lot of momentum happening with Cardano. A lot of people loving it. I think a lot of people are looking at this 211. They've seen the price last couple of days, and they're actually looking at this 211 as a great time to buy.
Yeah.
I think there is a chance that we rally back up to around 224-ish, 225-ish maybe, before we start another correction.
I'll tell you what. Based off of some of the scientific price analysis we did on Friday.
Oh my gosh.
That's true.
I do believe, and it's basically foolproof, guys. You think it's already been disproved, but it has not.
It's true.
The week has not started yet. And I will say that I do believe it's probably going to look bearish. And I do agree with Tim's outlook that I think it will bounce, and then by the end of the week, we're going to be sitting somewhere down. I mean, if below the support.
If the Turtle TA plays out, it's going to be a lot of this week is going to be just sideways movement because those turtles stayed still for a long time. Those turtles
did not move.
It wasn't till the very end that they actually started to
those turtles were being tortoises, I suppose you could say. They weren't moving very quick. Anyway, I'm actually wondering, literally as we're talking about this, my opinion might be changing a little bit. I'm wondering if we're about to break down here to $2.08. Reason is there's some resistance here on the 13th of August, there's support here on the 14th, and there's 3 touches here of support. Could we pull back below this uptrending level of support, touch $2.08, bounce and rally up to $2.25, and then change this pennant from a pennant into a flag that looks something like this, where we're trading sideways instead of being in a pennant? I've seen this happen multiple times before, and it is very much in the cards. That is an option. So keep that in mind, guys.
Yeah.
This is why it's really important that you have multiple perspectives, because I had said, oh, yeah, I think it's going to do this. And I still stick with my original prediction. I think it's going to trade sideways for the next day and then probably break bullish. But like Tim pointed out, we are very far into this pattern, and today we're probably going to see some kind of break of it. So make sure you're always challenging your assumptions, no matter how much of an expert you are or think you are. You should always listen to other people. I
just got to see what you drew. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was saying. So you broke bearish, then bounce up.
That's what I'm thinking might happen now.
That could happen.
Yeah.
But I have a sneaky suspicion it might be, like I said, the exact opposite. It breaks up, bounces it on that resistance, and comes back down to maybe that 208.
Oh, so you're saying something like
I think either way, I think you're right about that level of 208. I think it'll get there. The question is, does it go back to 220 before?
Yeah.
Or
which
does it
one
break
happens
straight
first?
to yes?
Yeah, I'm actually in the camp that I think one of these is going to take place. Now, give us a 1 in chat if you think it's going to break bullish, then bearish, and give us a 2 in chat if you think it's going to break bearish, then bullish. I'd love to hear what everybody's take is on that in the chat. But guys, let's go ahead and answer some of these chats. We've already got a couple of them. We've got a couple of chats that are super, and I would love to answer those. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button. We've got 2,500 people watching and only about 600 likes. I know we can get to 1,000 likes here in the next couple of minutes. We very much appreciate it. We are a channel that comes to you every single day, 7 days a week, to bring you content that is based on integrity and humility, and where we can help give you back your destiny and help you regain control of your financial destiny so that you are able to do what you need to do for yourself, your family, your community. If you want to subscribe to the fastest growing cryptocurrency technical analysis channel on YouTube, hit that red button down below. We got a lot of 2s in chat. A lot of people thinking we might go down and then up. It's really interesting.
Yeah. All right, let's go. We got a couple super chats. Make sure I get all of them. Okay, so we have one from TW saying, could you break down why you do or don't agree? Sorry. Read that backwards. Why you don't or do agree with BitBoy's use of the golden bull ratio to predict September 28th, give or take a week, top for Bitcoin.
So I believe what Ben is talking about, and he has other reasons for believing this. My hair looks like my hair looks insane right now.
I like it.
I think I look like alfalfa. That's what I'm doing. It's a cosplay of alfalfa. Here's the thing. BitBoy has a lot of reasons to believe that the top is going to be at the end of September. I just disagree with a lot of them. So number one of his big reasons for that is he has inside sources. I don't know his inside sources, so I can't use that in my own analysis.
We have inside sources too. They're just amphibians.
It's true. We have inside sources.
What the?
They are reptiles.
Hold on.
They're reptiles. I got it backwards.
Cam.
I got it backwards.
Cam.
Forgive me.
That is turtlist.
Forgive me.
That is turtlist.
Forgive me.
They are not amphibians, you bean.
I got it backwards. I got it backwards.
Amphibian doesn't just mean that you live in land and water. That's not what amphibian means.
Some people mix them up, and my brain did it the reverse. Some people think they're amphibians, but they're actually reptiles. For some reason, my brain was saying people think they're reptiles, but they're amphibians.
It's a herp.
I apologize.
Well, so are amphibians.
I know.
I apologize.
See, I know my biodiversity. Anyway, what I was saying is Ben believes that we're going to hit an all-time high later on in September. A lot of reasons for that. Number one, he has inside sources. I don't have those inside sources. I do have some turtles that say we might be going down this week. That's all I got. Number two, the thing that shall not be named that has been crashing the economy for the last year and a half, he is of the opinion that that is going to do a lot of economic damage, and then it might cause the correction then.
Which is I said this last week, I think, of all the reasons he has, if Ben's prediction comes true, I think throughout the rest of them, I think that's the one.
I think that if that occurs, it's not going to be the top of a bull market. I think it's going to, if anything, lead to a big correction that'll be followed by a gigantic rally.
Yes.
He thinks the bull market is going to end. I think that that might be a big correction that would lead into the biggest bull market we've seen in a long time. Number 3, he's also talking about, which I think is what you're referring to, the Bitcoin halving cycles. Normally, you go into a bull market for 650 odd days after a halving event. We've had 3 halvings in the history of Bitcoin. I think that, I know as the halvings continue to get continue to have smaller and smaller block rewards, we're going to see the stock to flow impact on Bitcoin's economics taper off. Most of Bitcoin's mining is already done. I don't think we're going to see that trend continue. I don't think it's a big enough data source to say that we're going to top out where he says. Could be wrong. I do disagree with him. I think we're going to continue on for longer than that. Good question.
All right, moving on. Yeah, that was a great question. Mojo Hand said, Solana profits this morning means breakfast on me.
Yep.
Thank you for all y'all do. Keep eating Jello with your hands.
That's a reference right there.
Talking to Smay.
That's a Smay reference right there. By the way, that's not mean to Smay. Smay, do you want to explain what that means so that people know?
I mean, it's as simple as this. I eat Jello with my hands.
Well, here's the thing. That can't be further from the truth because my man doesn't even eat his Cheetos with his hands. Smay uses chopsticks to eat his chips because he doesn't want to get the residue on his fingers.
You know what? That's smart. That's pretty smart.
What are the odds that he actually eats Jello with his hands if he doesn't eat chips with his hands? So that's
a good point. It's a good point.
Well, now you just exposed me to everybody that
I did.
Oh my gosh.
But I exposed your cleanliness.
He exposed that you're classy.
Yeah.
You're classy.
He lives above the rest of us.
He lives above the rest of us. He turns his nose up to us and looks down on us. He's better than us. He is. Smay is indeed better than us. We couldn't run this stream.
Stop. I can only blush so much.
Your face looks like a cherry, Smay. Either way, Solana is something we're actually going to touch on a little bit here in a second, but we have an entire afternoon video already planned for Solana, so make sure to tune in this afternoon. We're going to talk a little bit more about that Mojo Hand. Great project. Has some interesting fundamental developments having to do with some gorillas, monkeys, smay-a-tangs? Apes, yes. Good deal. Thank you for the donation.
Hits a little too close to home.
It does, yeah.
Vicary Hunt said, any analysis... That's great spelling. Any analysis for those like me that want to buy more ADA?
If you like ADA and you're excited for smart contracts, buy it, hodl it, forget about it, come back in 5 years. You'll probably be very glad you did.
I think that really depends on your time. Are you trying to make money quick or are you willing to stay in the game
Depends on your
for a
time
while?
frame. Yes, indeed.
Last one I see here from Eric Leon said, thoughts on Ethereum Classic? Ooh, fun.
ETH Classic is something I wouldn't invest in, not because I have really a very big opinion on everything that happened back in 2014, whenever the hard fork happened, but just because it doesn't have anywhere near as much development going on it as Ethereum. Wherever you stand on the politics of Ethereum versus Ethereum Classic doesn't matter. The point is Ethereum, the main chain that's getting all the updates, is the one that actually has a value proposition. Ethereum Classic can't compete with Ethereum, the main chain right now. So like it or not, Ethereum Classic is going to fall by the wayside just because it doesn't have the same kind of community around it since everybody already adopted it. So yeah. Good deal. Is that all the super chats?
I have a comment. It's not a super chat, but I love it. It says, Tim is getting wider and wider. Save some muscles for the rest of us. What do you have to say about that, Tim?
I wish. I should, though, be getting some muscles here soon because my shoulder's feeling a lot better. Have my second procedure. I'm going to start being able to do upper body stuff again soon.
Yeah.
Right now, it's been nothing but squats and a little bit of running when I can, but...
Tim had a torn rotator cuff, so he's recovering from that. Yeah.
Sucks.
Well, guys, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Cardano. There is the Alonzo upgrade coming out. I want to show you this article right here. Cardano Alonzo upgrade builds momentum as ADA price approaches all-time high at $2.42. In a recent announcement on August the 13th, the head of delivery for Cardano, Nigel Hemsley, he's that guy that I think that's the bald guy, he's really cool, says the Alonzo mainnet hard fork will be ready on September the 12th. This upgrade will bring the smart contracts capability to the Cardano blockchain. Although ADA is already called the Ethereum, I can't say that on YouTube, the network lacked smart contracts functionality, a major drawback. Indeed, that is a major drawback, because we have a $70 billion project right now that you can't build anything on. Cardano is $70 billion worth of a promise right now. Let's be clear on that. I love Cardano. I think it is going to deliver on those promises, but right now it is 90% of its value is a promise. Smart contracts launching will change that, and that's why we're going to be entertaining the idea of a $5 Cardano price prediction here in a second. Nevertheless, however, in the recent Cardano 360 episode, Hemsley stated, once we fork the testnet, it gives us the period of stability where we can test it, and so can exchanges. We submit a proposal for a mainnet hard fork and also patch you with our Plutus application backend so we can have a complete smart contract platform release ready for people to use, ready for the Alonzo hard fork on Monday, September the 12th. This update is good news for users who have been waiting, who breathed a sigh of relief for the smart contracts capability on Cardano for a long time. So, let's discuss this. Even before Tim and I give our takes on whether or not Cardano is going to $5 relatively soon, give us a 1 in chat if you think Cardano is going to $5 in the next 6 months, and a 2 in chat if you think it's not going to $5 in the next 6 months. Tim, even before I give my take, I'd love to hear what you think. Is Cardano going to $5 in the next 6 months, and if so, why?
No, I don't think so, because so that is a what? I'm not on my feet. I'm not good at the math. That is a what percentage increase?
It'd be about a double, 120% increase.
I don't foresee Cardano performing to that level. I actually think this is actually a compliment to Cardano that it is large enough of a project now that it's very hard for something of that magnitude to double in size that quickly. Mm-hmm. And again, that's a compliment because, again, I don't think Bitcoin's going to be able to double. I don't think that, well, let's see.
So just for perspective, Cardano doubling would put it...
Man, as I was even saying that, I was like, no, actually, now that I'm saying this, you're right. I'm thinking completely different time frame. 6 months. My brain was computing 6 months. My bad. No, actually, no. Change my mind. Erase everything I just said. It can, because I think Bitcoin's going to double.
Yeah.
I think Ethereum's going to potentially even more than double. And then, Cardano.
Cardano would be 175.
I guess my brain was more functioning like 2 or 3 months.
Wait a second.
Cardano would be $175 billion market cap. Just for perspective, which is half of current Ethereum's market cap.
Yeah.
You believe that Bitcoin's going to double in 6 months?
Yeah. Well, 6 months from now is February, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I still believe that Bitcoin will at least be getting close to that $100,000 level by the end of the year, much less what we're going to be looking like in February.
Yep.
So that's why my brain, for some reason, my brain was still computing like we were talking about 2021 and yeah, I don't know what I was really thinking.
You know what? Actually, I do. I could see that because like my thing is, I don't think it's gonna surpass $100,000. But if it doubles at the price right now, it's gonna be like 80 something.
Yeah.
I could see that.
It'd be 94. I think.
I could see that by February.
I could see that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Smay? What do you think about $5 Cardano in 6 months?
I think that it's very doable. I mean, I think it probably will happen closer to the end of that 6 months range. I don't think it's gonna happen any sooner than 6 months. I could be wrong, but I do kind of see it happening towards the tail end of that 6 months range.
Off topic, but really good question. Gip1 said, at Crypto Tim, do you know if LuxAlgo will work on the free month trial of TradingView? It'll work on free TradingView, I'm pretty sure. I believe it will. We need to make sure of that, but I believe it will.
I had our guy who set up the connection with them reach out. We have not gotten an answer back yet. Okay. Or at least I haven't gotten an answer back yet.
From LuxAlgo? We can reach out to
I would have suspected the answer is no. You think the answer is yes?
I think it is.
Okay.
Because when you pay for paid TradingView, you're getting access to TradingView indicators. LuxAlgo is its own indicator.
Okay. I would have thought it had to do. I know there's a certain amount of indicators you can't have.
Well, like VPVR, you can't have because TradingView themselves built it. Yeah, they own that. Well,
Gotcha.
they don't own the indicator. They make you pay for it on their platform. Anyway, back to Cardano. So here's the thing, guys. Somebody said it perfectly in chat. They don't even have a flippin' product yet. I love Cardano. Let me put this out here. I think Cardano is going to $5. I think it's going to $10 or $15. I think there's a good likelihood that it'll go to $5 in 6 months. In fact, I think it's more likely than not that it does. I think there's like a 65% chance it goes to $5 before the end of February. Here's the thing. Cardano right now already has a lot of the speculation priced in. It's worth $70 billion on speculation, not on fundamentals. Ethereum, you can make the argument, is worth over $100 billion on fundamentals. You can't make that argument for Cardano. Decentralized identification is coming on in Ethiopia. It's barely online. Everything Cardano is doing is merely a promise at the moment. Again, it's a good promise. It's a promise I think will be delivered, but it is just a promise. Alonzo launching is not going to be followed by decentralized exchanges and NFTs and everything that will compete with Ethereum in the span of just a few months. September 12th to the end of February is 5 months. That's not a long time for Cardano to build out its decentralized finance ecosystem. It is going to take time for Cardano to be able to compete with Ethereum. Ethereum has been able to run DeFi for years, and we're just now starting to see DeFi products like what's the exchange I'm trying to think of? Uniswap and other big NFT platforms. Uniswap's an exchange. Other big DEXs come online. DeFi takes a while to build. Now, the foundations for DeFi have already been laid on Ethereum, so it probably won't take as long on Cardano. But my point is this. I think Cardano is going to go a little bit more parabolic. But the thing you got to remember about parabolic is that at the end, yes, you move very quickly, but at the beginning, you actually don't move very fast at all. When you're in the process of going parabolic, you're sideways for 80% of that. I think by the end of February, Cardano is going to be at $3 or $4, and then probably sometime around midsummer, we're going to rally very quickly to like 10 or 15. I don't know if we're going to rally straight. I don't think we're going to rally straight to $5. I think we're going to rally kind of slowly, and then all at once. And I think that inflection point is probably going to happen around that 6-month mark. That's why I said 6 months and not a year, because a year from now, I think Cardano is going to be north of $10. 6 months from now, I'm not sure if it's going to be above $4 or $5. Again, I want to hear your opinion on that in the comments. I already asked you, but let's hear it again. 1 for $5 Cardano in 6 months. 2 for not Cardano in 6 months.
It makes me want to say something. I just want to say something real quick. And it's one of those things that I love the way, like, you even, like, mentioned, like, hey, like, it's not, it really is built off the back of speculation right now. And as great as that speculation is, and as much as they have, like, proven that they are working on something really great, it is one of those things that I always think about. And this is why I'm going to let you in on what I do with my price predictions and why, I mean, I don't do it much anymore, but it's really kind of why I did so well the last couple of weeks of why I have the most wins. And it's literally because I'll take whatever I think it's going to happen, whatever I think is going to happen to the price, and I delay it.
Yep.
And I say it's probably not going to hit that within that time frame.
Yep.
And the reality is it's because we've been so spoiled this last year with these just really very sharp rallies. I think the days of these sharp rallies is fading, guys. I really think that
I hope it is.
We're hitting a point of where it's like there's just not as much, there's not as much interest in the pump.
Yep.
And people are the more people who get burned by these pumps means the less people that are going to be eager to jump in on them again.
I agree with you, but for a different reason. I think we're going to start seeing less drastic pumps, not because people aren't excited about it, but because it's harder to move a market this big.
Well, also, it's
like it's like our ship is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but our rudder's staying the same size. It takes longer to turn a big ship with a small rudder.
For years, the retail investors were the ones moving the prices.
Yep.
The whales have come in.
It's true.
The whales used to be little people. Now the whales are the big people.
Yeah.
The whales now are the institutions and the very, very wealthy. And they, whether you like it or not, they do understand markets well, and they understand to not let things get out of control because they don't want to lose their money. They want it to do well so they make money. They're going to keep it more under control. What I was going to say was...
And let me double down on that really quickly. What he just said is really important, and I'll tell you why. The whales are in control of this market, and the whales realize they will make more money consistently, and their shareholders, because a lot of these whales are publicly traded companies, are going to be much more okay with them buying into crypto if crypto isn't moving 200% to the upside, 80% to the downside. They have literally a vested interest in their vested stock options in making sure that the cryptocurrency market is less volatile, but more consistent. I think that is going to be part of the play, and that's why I think it might be harder to get to $5 in 6 months than we think.
The other thing that I want to say, going back even to, I know there was a comment saying, Ethereum hasn't even done anything yet, and then you kind of echoed the sentiment a little bit.
You mean Cardano?
What did I say?
You said Ethereum.
I said that because that's where I was going with it.
Yeah.
Ethereum is still proof of work. It is not proof of stake, and yet people treat it like it's proof of stake.
It's true.
But what has happened to Ethereum? Ethereum has continuously delayed that movement. We finally got the London hard fork to come after some delay, but Ethereum keeps delaying everything. I don't think that just because Cardano's delaying things and we haven't seen an official product, we're treating Ethereum in a certain light because of what they've told us they're going to accomplish.
In my opinion, Ethereum is not worth... what is Ethereum worth right now? $378 billion market cap. Ethereum is not a $378 billion product. Ethereum is maybe a $100 billion product, maybe a $200 billion product with a multi-trillion dollar prospect. A lot of that value is speculation, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how emerging markets work. We just need to keep that in mind with our technical analysis.
But I do think it's fair to point out, though, that they have, like, Ethereum does have real things built on it. It has proved itself more than Cardano has.
I agree.
Yes, but Ethereum's also proved itself to have some problems, which they're fixing, they're working on, and there's some people buying into Ethereum based off the hype that those products will actually work. Why is it any different with Cardano that people are buying off the hype of what is supposed to come?
Agreed.
So that's my reason for saying, like, I don't think just because a product hasn't actually come is a reason to say that it won't get to $5.
Yeah.
Crypto as a whole is a lot of hype, and people are investing based off of hype. Yeah. Bitcoin hasn't become what it fully can be, and yet people are getting it in droves because they know what it can be.
Yeah, well, Bitcoin is designed to be a speculative coin. That's what it is to invest in the long term.
Well, I think it's definitely one of those things that, like I said, I don't doubt the fundamental value of what it is. So like I never ever will say I don't think it's going to go to $5. And I think it has a very, very bright future. I'm just saying what I'm saying because I always think there's, like I said, there's always a delay because I love the rudder analogy. It is a big ship now, and it's gonna
Ship's getting bigger
it's
and the
harder to
rudder's staying the
move
same size.
as fast as it does.
Yeah.
So I really do believe that's like I do think it's gonna hit $5.
Yep.
And I don't think it's necessarily bearish to say it's not gonna happen within a certain time frame. Like I think it's one of those things that's like it's happening either way.
Yeah, and to be clear, remember what I said 3 minutes ago. I give it a 65% likelihood, 60 to 65% likelihood we do hit $5 in the next 6 months. So I'm in the camp that I think it's going to happen. My point is there's a lot more at play than just, oh, we doubled in the last 2 weeks, so we can double in the next 6 months. It's not that simple. Doubling from 60 billion, what is it? We doubled from 35 billion to basically 70 billion. Adding $35 billion is a big deal. Adding $70 billion is a bigger deal. You know, it's going to be harder to do that, and also considering Cardano has led Bitcoin and Ethereum lately, Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to gobble up a lot of that valuation coming in. They need their slice of the pie, too, because Cardano was behind, now it's ahead, now Bitcoin and Ethereum are behind. They're going to want market cap, too. I think Cardano's a great project. I do think it's going to $5 in the next 6 months, but we also want to make sure that we're giving you both sides. That's one of the reasons you subscribe to this channel, is because we give you the bullish side, the bearish side, we give you our takes so that you can make a well-informed and educated conclusion. If you're enjoying today's stream, make sure to smash the living crap out of that like button. Let's get to 1,500 likes. We got over 3,000 people watching live. I know we can do it. And also make sure to tune in at 9:30 Eastern every single weekday. We go live here, Coffee and Crypto, and we've got more to talk about. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we're the fastest growing Crypto TA channel on YouTube, and you're not going to want to miss what we have to cover. We have great videos coming out this afternoon. Not going to want to miss those either. Let's read some super chats, some comments, any final closing thoughts on Cardano, and then we're going to move on to the Walmart news.
Guys, we like Cardano. Just saying.
We like Cardano.
Somebody said, they're against Cardano. I'm unsubscribing them.
We love Cardano.
It's like, no.
We love Cardano.
We like Cardano.
We're just trying to be realistic.
Portfolio says otherwise.
Yes.
Hodl Wolf says, in general, do you have a percentage of your bag you would take profits for on the way up? And how much do you hodl through the bear market?
So personally, 0. Now, I'm not you. The deal is here, since I'm not you, what I do is not just necessarily what you should do. You shouldn't just follow me blindly and say, oh, well, Jeb did this, I'm going to do that. Jeff Bezos makes certain decisions that are good for him. If we tried them, we'd be screwed. Yeah. You know, Jeff Bezos can spend $1 billion a year on Blue Origin running a massively unprofitable company because it has a promise. I can't do that because I would go out of business if I was using that percentage of my net worth to fund a company that was unprofitable. Just because one guy's doing something doesn't mean you should. It is a case-by-case basis. Nevertheless, I don't personally take profits at the top. I personally hold everything because I have so much cash on hand that I can operate my business and pay for my bills without taking profits. There's nothing wrong with taking profits at the top. Generally speaking, though, ask yourself this. Would you take profits in your 401k? Would you take profits in your IRA every 3 years whenever the market hits a top? No? Then don't do it with crypto. Treat crypto just like a retirement account. You'll be a lot better off.
So, you know, even to give a change of answer, because on a large scale, most of what I've learned, I learned from Jeb, but I've branched out and learned my own things. My wife and I were talking about it this last week. Like, what is our strategy with what we're doing? Yeah. There is a certain amount we're not going to touch. There is a certain amount. It's like, hey, this is going to sit here, rain or shine, drop. Like, we'll write it down to 0, you know. But there's a percentage we've talked about, and I'm not going to say it online just because.
700%.
There's 700%. No. There's a number that we're going to, when we have a good sense of where we think a top is going to be, we're going to liquidate that. But we're not going to liquidate it and put it back into US dollar. We're going to probably keep it in a stable coin, wait for the market to come back down, and then put it back in just to accumulate more. The scary thing with that strategy is you definitely want to be right. And I'm already thinking through, like, okay, when we make this decision, we're just going to stick it out. Like, we're not going to freak out because this is a problem before. If you were to go back to this last bull run, in hindsight, it would have been perfect. The first time we hit 60,000, if you had gone ahead and taken some out, you would have been fine. Even though we saw it spike up to 64 and then back to 60 again, if you just ridden it out, waited till we got back down to 29,000, you would have been so happy. Same thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get to a place where I'm like, I think this is the top. I'm going to liquidate that percentage. And even if it goes up a little bit more, I'm going to say I'm sticking to my guns. I'm waiting for that drop to come back down. I'm not going to FOMO back in just because the price did something I wasn't thinking it was going to do. And but there is a certain percentage, as Jeb said, you just do not touch. You treat that like this is my retirement. This is my future kids' college tuition or whatever they want to do with life. This is a future home. This is whatever it is.
I was gonna say I'm not selling my Bitcoin and crypto into US dollars. I'm selling my Bitcoin for groceries and car payment, and a house because I'm not putting it back into U.S. dollars. I'm going to wait until I spend it because the U.S. dollar has been inflated to the point where we don't want to use it anyway. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and read the super chats that did come in U.S. dollars, and then we can move on to our other news.
Ronnie Oliveira, we follow the market. ADA will hit $5 by the end of the year.
$5 EOY. It's possible. Yeah, it can happen. Give us a 1 in chat if you think it's going to hit $5 EOY end of year. That's even more aggressive than what we were talking about.
Eye of the Beholder, I know what he's talking about. He just says it does. He's referring to Luxalgo SWAT because I saw Alan say something similar in chat. I guess on their website, so this is just an oversight. On the website, Luxalgo says it does work on the free version.
Gotcha.
You still can only look at 3 indicators at a time, so if you make one of them Luxalgo, that works.
Yeah. I thought it was. I just wasn't totally sure.
No, that's been confirmed, I guess.
Yeah. By the way, guys, Luxalgo, we have a 20% off coupon code down below. Use coupon code JEBB, JEB at checkout. You're going to be getting access to a phenomenal technical indicator. Drop a 7 in chat if you've been using Luxalgo and love it. It's a great indicator.
Yeah. We had a donation from Thomas Evans. Nothing there, but just wanted to donate. That's
Thank you,
awesome.
Thomas.
Enoch Soch said Charles has said that an announcement is coming at the Gogan Summit on September 26th, and that this announcement will blindside everyone.
It's possible, but because we don't know what it is, I'm not going to make any decisions on it, but I'm looking forward to hearing about it.
I also think he's being dramatic.
I think he's always being dramatic. That's how you become very successful running a cryptocurrency project.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry. It's the same thing happened with the whole Cardano Africa Summit thing, and it was...
To be fair, there was some good stuff
cool.
in there.
It was cool, but it was dreadful. So I will say
it was cool but dreadful.
I will say, guys, don't read into that too much. Yeah. I mean, I think it's gonna be exciting, but come on,
believe it when you see it.
Yes. Matt C said, Jeb, I hope you continue with your Sunday sermons. We were talking about that this morning. They have been great. Life lessons are equally as important as any TA provided. Helping people get a strong personal foundation is key to success.
Thank you, Matt C. That's my mentality about it also. I want to make sure that we're not just teaching you guys how to interact with markets, but teaching you guys how to interact with life. Because, look, I'm 20. I don't know everything, but the things I do know I want to share because someone might find value in it, and you guys seem to be really enjoying those. So, yeah, those are going to continue.
Mm-hmm. Edward Hess said October 2020, Doge on Robinhood fell down a rabbit hole. December 2020, Bitcoin and Ethereum on Coinbase. March 2021, Crypto Jeb. April 2021, CT2A helped me understand what you're talking about. Hands down, the best investment. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Edward. It sounds like a crazy journey you've been on there. Welcome to crypto. Looks like you're coming up on your first year anniversary.
Yeah.
Good deal. Thank you very much, Edward.
Steve Weed Media said, what about taxes when taking profits?
That, unfortunately, is a question I can't go into too much detail on for legal reasons, but talk to a professional, tax professional on that. One company that I am familiar with vaguely that talks about it is TaxBit4, I think. I don't remember what it's called, but Bit for Taxes. There are several places online that you can do that with. Just make sure you're very careful with whoever you give that information to because that area is rife with scams. I would try and find a CPA that has an expertise in crypto for those questions.
By the way, someone asked what the arm by Tim, like what is this? This is the HODL trophy.
That's the HODL trophy.
This is what is sitting on my desk this week for winning last week's price predictions.
Uh-huh.
If you want to find out more about that, we're going to be talking about that here in a couple minutes.
Yep.
More super chats we got here from Corey saying, so with something like Ethereum, I shouldn't sell what a speculated top is, then buy back in when the bull run cools off, ?
So, Corey, that's my strategy. That doesn't necessarily mean it's your strategy. That's a decision you have to make. With Ethereum, I don't sell tops. I don't sell tops. I do buy lows, put it that way. If the market dumps, I'm going to buy more. If it goes into a giant rally, I don't sell it. That's been my strategy for 4 years. It's done very well for me. I've never once sold cryptocurrency into US dollars and cashed out. Obviously, I've made trades before where you have to cash into something else like US dollar. I've never cashed out and put it back into my bank account. Never done it once, and I've been very, very blessed from that strategy. It's worked very well for me. It's simple. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think like, oh, is this the right top? Do I need to sell now? You might get better returns if you do it the other way. It takes a lot more stress, it takes a lot more time. I run a business. I work 12 hours a day on some days. I don't have time or energy for that. So I just buy it, hold it, invest in it, and that's the way I go.
Yeah. Got, I think, a couple more here. We got Nick Jacaruso saying, your newest member to CT2A.
Hey.
Spent the weekend learning. Can't wait to run my own TA, then hear you guys and see if I was right.
Let's go, Nick.
Cheers.
If you guys haven't already joined the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, you should. This is the #1 cryptocurrency technical analysis course, academy, whatever you want to call it, in the entire cryptocurrency space. We have over 45 videos and 15 hours of high-quality content teaching you guys everything you need to know to become a professional technical analyst. This is hands down the best course in in the ecosystem. I'm hearing that from our students. I'm not just saying that. We've had 5,000 people go through CT2A. They're loving every minute of it. You just heard one of them tell you about it. If you want to, you can sign up with the link in the description box down below. Looks like we got one more super chat, then we move on to our next story.
From Neil Aurora saying, do you guys think that we still have an 80% drop after we hit all-time highs to bring us into a bear market this year, or do you feel continued adoption will keep prices going up year after year indefinitely?
At some point, we're going to see a big drop. I don't see us ever having an 80% drop again like we saw at the beginning of the 2018 bear market. There just isn't as much... The market is built a lot more on actual adoption and whales invested in it now. I don't think that we're going to see that happen because we're seeing a lot more stability in the market now than we ever have. We saw a 60,000% rally earlier on in the decade. Then we saw a 10,000% rally, and now a 2,000% rally is a big deal. The rallies and the dips are both getting smaller. I don't think we're going to see an 80% dip. That would be at current levels, which we would see that dip after a big rally. That'd be a $2 trillion exodus. I don't think that's going to happen personally. Anyway, thank you very much for the super chats, guys. We're going to go ahead and move on here because we want to talk a little bit about Walmart. Walmart is Wally World, the place that I personally try to avoid, but it is undeniable that they are one of the largest companies in the world. And in fact, they are worth $500 billion and are the single largest employer in the world, if I'm not mistaken. Tim, fact check me on that, but I believe they are literally the largest employer on planet Earth of any company. Retail giant Walmart seeking to hire digital cryptocurrency lead. And this little blurb right here is very important. We're going to go to the actual job posting here in a second and quote this, but the company is looking for someone to develop its digital currency strategy and product roadmap. So, even before we start, we've had speculation that Facebook was going to buy crypto. We had speculation that Amazon was going to adopt crypto. We've had speculation that Apple was getting into crypto. This is speculation. Excuse me. The job posting is not speculation. What it could mean for crypto is very much speculation. I'm going to avoid too much speculation right now. A lot of people were thinking, oh, Amazon is going to adopt crypto and it's going to be a moonshot potential. This is very much in the cards. Make no mistake. If they are talking about product roadmaps and digital currency strategy, it is very much in the cards that Walmart could be adopting Bitcoin and crypto. And by the way, Amazon and Walmart are two juggernaut rivals in our modern economy right now. They're constantly competing with each other. Amazon's the largest e-commerce retailer on the planet. Walmart is number 2 or number 3. They are massive competitors. If one of them sees, hey, wait a second, we can get a tactical advantage by adopting Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies before the other, then number one of them is going to adopt Bitcoin and crypto. Number 2, the other one is not going to be far behind them because they don't want to get beaten by the other one. Walmart is a major grocery provider. Amazon bought Whole Foods so they could compete with Walmart. There's a big corporate juggernaut battle going on behind the scenes that you don't know about between Amazon and Walmart. They're constantly fighting each other. If one of them thinks that crypto can give them even a 1%, even a 0.5% advantage in that battle, they're going to do it. So that's why it's really interesting that Walmart is posting a job posting about this too.
I think it's even worth mentioning that I think we're going to see a lot of it because like you said, we saw it with Apple putting a job listing out. We saw it with Amazon putting a job listing out. We've seen it with now Walmart putting a job listing out. I think this was one of the things that we're seeing that they're not literally making plans. We don't know that for sure. Like, that's kind of speculative. But what we do know is every company at this point is looking into it.
Yes.
Right? Like, every company and their work, they have enough money to be able to hire somebody for literally just the fact of looking into it. But I think generally we're at this point where it's like every company's preparing for the scenario of needing to accept cryptocurrency.
How many $100 billion plus companies, how many $1 trillion companies can look into crypto to see if it gives them a tactical advantage and one of them not adopt it? What would happen if Apple adopted crypto? Forget Amazon, forget Walmart. Let's say Amazon adopted, forget Amazon, forget Apple and Walmart. Let's say one of these 3 companies adopts Bitcoin and crypto. Doubling in 3 months. That's what happens to Bitcoin. We see $1 trillion flow in because people are able to use it at one of the largest retailers on planet Earth. Any one of these companies adopting crypto in hardly any capacity would be a landmark case of adoption that would go down in the history textbooks and would have major implications over the next year after it occurs.
Did it say what Walmart was thinking to do with it, or was it kind of just vague?
So we're going to jump into the, it's a little bit vague, but we're going to jump into that here in just a second. We actually have the job posting here. Walmart, the U.S. largest retailer by total sales, is looking to hire a digital currency and cryptocurrency product lead. According to the retailer's career page, which we're going to read here in a second, the new role seeks to provide leadership with ways to identify technology and customer trends. As Smay was talking about, this person's main job would be looking into, hey, is this going to be beneficial for us? So over here, we actually have the position summary over on Walmart's page. Says this: we're looking for a leader who will own and drive the digital currency strategy for Walmart. So they want a digital currency strategy. If you're trying to develop a digital currency strategy, it means you're doing something with digital currency, or you wouldn't be developing a strategy for it. Right? I might be reading into that wrong, but that's what it sounds like to me. Identify customer needs and translate them into product requirements. What is product? Product is something that a business does. If they have a product that has literally anything to do with crypto, that's a big deal. Hasn't happened yet. This is speculation. I'm just quoting them verbatim from literally careers.walmart.com. Partner effectively with the product, technology, and design leaders to deliver results. Commit to a product roadmap. You don't have a product roadmap if you're not planning on doing something. It doesn't say design a product roadmap to get approval. It says commit to a product roadmap. You notice that? That's a very important part of the language there. It doesn't say propose a product roadmap and let our C-suite executives decide if we want to do it or not. It says commit to a product roadmap. They need someone leading this, which means it sounds like a decision's already been made in corporate that they want to do something with crypto. They just might not know what to do with it just yet. It's very important. And drive the product execution. Identify crypto-related investment and partnerships. So they're looking for crypto investment, potentially, and partnerships. Could they be looking to buy into Bitcoin? Could they be looking to buy into Ethereum? Could they be looking to buy into some kind of broad index fund in crypto? Could they be looking to partner with a Coinbase? What kind of partnerships or investments are they looking to make? They don't know that yet. That's what they're hiring this person for, but they're definitely interested. Interest is the thing that comes right before the sale, or in this case, the buy. Serve as a subject matter expert internally and externally. They need a subject matter expert. It's very important for a company to have somebody who can tell them what they need to know. This is a big deal for a couple of reasons. Number one, the language here implies that unlike Amazon, they already have made some decisions behind the scenes and they're looking to do something in crypto. Now, we don't know what it is. It might be 2 or 3 years out. It might be minor. It might not be that big a deal. But it seems like they've already made a decision internally that they want to pursue crypto and blockchain and decentralized technology in some way, shape, or form. Number two, the language of own and drive digital currency strategy, keyword there, strategy, identify customer needs and translate them into product, keyword product, and then also identify crypto-related investment, keyword investment, and partnerships, keyword partnerships. Those 4 words, strategy, product, investment, partnerships. Those are not words that you use if you haven't already decided, hey, we're at least extremely interested in this. You don't do that. I don't go and hire somebody to tell me, hey, can you give me some investment ideas for a real estate? I got $1 million I want to put into condos. Can you go and try and find some investment opportunities, maybe some partnerships that I can make with some other real estate agent here in town? Would you be able to help me find the product that I'm looking for? I don't do that unless I'm incredibly interested in investing in real estate. You don't do it. It doesn't happen. Why? You don't know. These people seem to be very interested in crypto. It doesn't mean adoption's coming. It doesn't mean that they're going to adopt Bitcoin at every single checkout kiosk. What it does mean is they're interested. It's the first step. So we're going to keep an eye on this. It doesn't mean something big is coming, but it is a very strong indication that it might be coming. Tim, we've walked down this road 4 or 5 times with speculating that different companies are going to move on crypto, and then they don't. What do you think this means? Do you think I'm going overboard? How cautious should we be of the story?
The reason I asked is because there's I just don't know if Walmart, the way they're even viewed, if they were trying to sell things in Bitcoin, allow people to pay in Bitcoin, I don't think that would mean anything. I don't think anyone wants to pay at Walmart with Bitcoin. If they're trying to invest, that probably is the biggest change to the market for any Bitcoin holder, because obviously Walmart has a lot of money. You were right. I fact-checked it. They're by no means the largest company in the world, but they do employ 2.2 million, which is the largest
in the world, yeah.
So I think the only way this story is actually of a lot of significance to Bitcoin holders is if it is Walmart saying we want to invest in Bitcoin. I think people would purchase things on Amazon in crypto well before they ever purchase anything at Walmart in crypto. I do.
But you also have to keep in mind, Amazon is the largest e-commerce retailer provider in the world, but Walmart, I think, is number 3.
Okay.
So Walmart has $100 billion in revenue coming in from their internet-based products.
I just think the psychology of the average consumer of the two places, I think the Amazon consumer would purchase in crypto well before a Walmart consumer.
Maybe so. Makes sense, because I mean, crypto is a very innovative technology. So you typically have the same people that went and stood in line for 12 hours to buy the first iPhone are the same kind of people that are here in crypto. Give us a 1 in chat if you did that. I was in elementary school. I didn't do that, but a lot of people did. Those innovators are probably going to be more attracted to the Amazon brand than the Walmart brand. But also keep in mind, no matter what the target demographic is, Walmart serves hundreds of millions of people. So what Tim's saying is it might not be as big of a deal as Walmart as Amazon, but I don't want to speak for you, but I think it would still be a pretty big deal, right? If Walmart adopted it.
It would be big. It would be a newsworthy, but I'm actually more coming at it from a price perspective. Walmart accepting payments in crypto.
I don't think it'd be a short-term price thing.
Yeah.
I think it would be a long-term beneficial part to adoption.
I just think it's an inevitable thing.
I think it's inevitable too.
I think it's just an inevitable thing that all companies eventually are going to have, and I mean eventually long-term, Rise, they're going to have some ability to exchange crypto.
Agreed.
Because the reality is, like, that's why these job listings even exist, in my opinion, is the fact that every company now, companies are smart enough to see that, hey, there's this big tidal wave coming. We need to prepare our business in case it actually hits us. So the reality is, it's inevitable. A lot of these companies see that this cryptocurrency revolution is on its way, and they need to prepare. So it doesn't mean that in the next, like you said, you say nothing ever came of it. I don't believe that. I think genuinely a lot of these companies still have. They're still prepared.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think there's still a lot going on behind the scenes.
I think they're still doubling down, preparing for what to happen, and then say if Bitcoin disappears tomorrow, then okay, no harm done. But if it continues to grow at this rate, that's like, okay, now it's really becoming formidable, then they're going to be like, all right, well, we have the systems already to take it, you know? So I think that's, they're being wise in preparing their company to be able to move into whatever future looks like.
Look, businesses thrive on a lot of things. One of them that is very little talked about is positioning. There's a reason that Google didn't buy Shopify. Google had the opportunity to buy Shopify with a pretty good deal. CEO of Google took like 3 months to make the decision. They didn't buy Shopify. Why? Shopify is worth, what, $50 billion now? It's a big product. Google decided they didn't want to position themselves to compete with Amazon because they wanted to not go up against one of the titans of industry. That's positioning. Positioning is incredibly important in the corporate world, in the world of any major organization. Even in sports, I mean, positioning is key there. Positioning is something that's not often talked about, but it's incredibly, incredibly valuable. Amazon, Apple, Walmart want to position themselves so that they have the ability to take the shot if they see it and it's lined up. With that said, I think we're going to Cardano. I think we're going to $5 on Cardano in the next 6 months. Yeah. I think there's a good chance that we don't, but I think it is going to happen. I think Walmart, Amazon, or Apple, we're going to see a major announcement from one of them in the next 12 months that they've either invested in or are adopting Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies formally. Those are my two takes from this stream, and we're going to talk about Alonzo a little bit more in today's afternoon video. Tim, I think it's time for price predictions.
I think it is too, and I'm telling you right now, I have mine set. I'm ready.
I don't have mine.
This is hard. This is hard. Okay, so even right now, just to break what we were talking about, you know, Cardano's not doing a whole lot, but it did break bearish out of.
I got it up right now.
Out of that.
It did exactly what I said. Look at that.
And so the question is,
look at this. Can you switch to this, mate? Look at this.
The question is, what is going to do by Friday?
Boom.
Because we could say it's going to go down to 208, but the question is, what does it bounce back up to? Does it keep going lower? So Cardano's going to be a whole mess of things. Bitcoin has dropped currently right now to 46,300. So does Bitcoin continue to correct? Because it's below it, but it's still flirting with that level of support right there at 46,339. Technically, the candle is below it, but obviously it could bounce right back up into it and not be significant. So, you know, what are we going to see with Bitcoin, Ethereum? I have my predictions set already. I'm not going to change them because I set them probably closer to like 945-ish.
That is so funny watching Cardano do that. Look at it pulled back literally to exactly the level that I drew. Go back in the stream 30 minutes. I drew this level earlier. Guys, if you want to learn how to do technical analysis and be able to make calls like this so that you can make profitable trades, you need to sign up for the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. That's where I teach you guys everything I know. Everything I know is what just made that call. And if you want to learn more about technical analysis, this is hands down the best place to do it. Drop a 1 in chat if you're a CT2A alumni. I think that Cardano is in a very interesting position here. Do you guys want to read your price predictions first?
Yeah, I have mine.
What do you got, Sming?
All right. My price predictions are... Well,
remember, we're doing 5 digits.
Hold on, wait. Time out. Do you have yours locked in, Jeb?
No, I don't.
Okay, then lock yours in before I say them.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a super chat we can read while you're working on that, and I'll do my best to answer it unless it's something that you have to. He doesn't say it to you, though. So, hi, Jeb. Are we looking at a Bitcoin super cycle that is extending all the way through mid-May of 2022? As from the previous bull cycles, the cycle seems to extend every 4 years, which is hence estimated to be 700 days. What are your thoughts?
I think we're going to be bullish at least until the end of next May. Yeah. I totally think that.
Yes.
Let's see here. Ethereum.
Are you doing it live on the stream?
I'm doing it. I don't know if it's up, but I'm writing stuff down.
All right. Well, in the meantime, I guess I'll talk to my people.
You can go ahead. I've already got.
Hi, people. I just want to let you guys know that Friday is when we do our Between Two Coins. So at 6 p.m. on Fridays, make sure you guys check them out.
I have my predictions.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Go for it.
I think Cardano's going to 227.27.
Okay.
I'm pulling these out of you know where, just so you know. This is a guess.
Okay.
Cardano is not a guess. I think that's pretty right. Ethereum is going to 33.42.50.
33.42.
50.
Okay.
And then Bitcoin is going to 48.950. 48.950.
All right.
So bullish.
48.950.
Bullish. Yeah.
48.950.
So, man, what do you think? You sticking with the turtles, or you're gonna go your own?
I'm going with somewhat of the turtles.
Ooh.
I'm going with 44,669. For Ethereum, it's gonna be 3,169 and 60 cents.
Okay.
Then for Cardano, it's gonna be $2 and 0.69.
I feel like there's a significance to that number.
Even?
Yeah.
Like 20069?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like there's a significance to that number. Does that? Am I? Okay. Anyway, we have another super chat. Oh no, you have to go.
I haven't given mine. Guess what, guys? I am in the middle on all three, but there's a pretty good. There's a pretty good spread between you two. So there's a fair. Even though I'm sandwiched on all three of them, I still like my predictions.
Tim sandwich.
I have 47,500, and I'll do the math for you guys tomorrow on what my window of winning for Bitcoin is. But Jeb 48,950, give or take, it's 49, and Smay all the way down at 44,600, 47,500. I got a good window in there. We will see what happens there. On Ethereum, I have 3,250 and 30 cents. Again, I'm gonna have about almost $100 window. It looks like there. Maybe not. Actually, maybe it's closer to 75. So Ethereum might be a hard win.
Plain impression.
Cardano, there is a massive gap though, because I have $2.15 .36. So 21536. That's a big window between a 22,727 and 20069. So it is anyone's to win this week.
We shall
I don't
see.
feel that bad about being sandwiched this time.
We shall see.
We did get a couple super chats.
Nick said, one, be like Nick, get CT2A. That's a good idea. You should definitely do that. You should also hit that like button. Let's see if we can get 2,000 likes before we wrap it out.
Matt C said, congrats, Tim and Samay on the first show. Here's a little something to get the few ferns for the set.
There you go. By the way, the predictions are for Friday for anyone who's new here. We do it. We do our predictions on Monday. We track them through the week, and then we conclude on Friday at 9:30 Eastern time.
Yep.
Any more super chats? Is that the only one?
I think that is it.
There was. Oh, yeah, you already read that one.
I read them.
Guys, we got through everything just on time. If you enjoyed today's show, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're one of the fastest growing crypto technical analysis channels on YouTube. And the reason is because we try and bring you the bullish and the bearish with integrity and humility if that is what you are interested in and you want to be helped to take back your destiny from those who stole it from you, your financial destiny as well as your life destiny. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, sign up for CT2A, and follow us on our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on TikTok, we're on Reddit. r/JebbiNice, JEBBIKNIGHTS. Make sure to follow us over there. We do meme reviews from those every once in a while. We got a lot of content coming out this week. I'm really looking forward to it. Guys, that's all I got for you today. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.